Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 14 in the New Messianic Version for September 14th, 2023. Every wise woman builds her house, but the foolish plucks it down with her own hands. He that walks in his uprightness fears the Lord Jehovah, but perverse in his ways despises him. In the mouth of the foolish a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them. Where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increase by the strength of the ox. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. A scorner seeks wisdom, and finds it not, but knowledge easy unto him that understands. Go from the presence of a foolish man when you perceives not the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent to understand his way, but the folly of fools, deceit. Fools make a mock at sin, but among the righteous, favor. The heart knows its own bitterness, and a stranger does not intermeddle with his joy. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. There is a way which seems right unto a man, but the end thereof the ways of death. Even in laughter the heart is sorrowful, and at the end of that gladness, heaviness. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man from himself. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent looks well to his going. A wise man fears and departs from evil, but the fool rages and is confident. He that is soon angry deals foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned in knowledge. The evil bow before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. The poor is hated even of his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. He that despises his neighbor sins, but he that has mercy on the poor, happy is he. Do they not err that devise evil, but mercy and truth to them that devise good? In all labor there's profit, but the talk of the lips tends only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. A true witness delivers souls, but a deceitful witness speaks lies. In the fear of the Lord Jehovah, strong confidence, and his children have a place of refuge. The fear of the Lord Jehovah is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. In the multitude of people is the king's honor, but the lack of people is the destruction of the prince. Slow to wrath, of great understanding, but hasty of spirit exalts folly. A sound heart, the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. He that oppresses the poor reproaches his maker, but he that honors him has mercy on the poor. The wicked is driven away in his wickedness, but the righteous has hope in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him that has understanding, but in the midst of fools is made known. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. The king's favor toward a wise servant, but his wrath against him that causes shame. Whew. Sorry, super itchy. Avoiding what I probably should be doing, being outside with the kiddos and enjoying the garden. Man, it's been such a dry summer. I was reminded today of the chapter in Proverbs that we read that talks about, like, set forth all your stuff in the field and then build your house. Should have had my irrigation straight before I planted anything new, because I think I lost some of them. So I gotta watch for the kids too, because at some point they're gonna come looking for me, and it's time to cook some dinner. Every wise woman builds her house, but the foolish plucks it down. It's a choice, right? How you operate. The mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them, right? So, right before that, who's upright? The person that fears the Lord. And where no oxen are, the crib is clean, but much increased by the strength of the ox. Look, the more you're entrusted with, the bigger your circle is, the messier it is, the more you have to clean, the more you're responsible for. However, the larger sphere, the larger trust you have, the more influence you can have, the more you can do. Scorners seek wisdom, but since they don't fear the Lord, they're not going to find it. And we're told here, go from the presence of a foolish man when you perceives not the lips of knowledge. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with people. Don't waste your time arguing. Don't waste your time listening to hope that you're going to get some truth out of it. If it's foolishness, it's foolishness. And fools make a mock at sin. So, man, listening to Selby interview, what's his face, from Jars of Clay, jeez, man. Fools in their foolishness. Just don't be Christian. It's that easy. If you don't accept the gospel, if you don't accept what Jesus had to say, then you're not a Christian. Don't call yourself a Christian. Just exit stage right. Don't make Christian music. Gross, man. It's just a gross entertainment industry. Everyone will be rewarded according to their works, right? But geez, woe to those who claim to be Christians and make Christian music and worship music and just do it because it's good business. And because they couldn't make it in the regular, secular world, so to speak. There's a way which seems right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. I'm just following my truth, fam. Yeah. Yep. Unto death. Do what you want. Go the way you want to go. Even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful. At the end of that gladness is heaviness. When you're heavy of heart, when you're depressed, when you have a lot on your mind, you can laugh, you can be glad temporarily. And at the end of the day, when you're alone, when you're laying in your bed, it's still there. Don't be simple, be prudent. Don't believe everything that's told to you. Look it up. Test it, right? The simple inherit folly, but the prudent, again, are crowned with knowledge. And the poor, man, we're never going to not have the poor, says Jesus. But we should be taking care of them. We should be trying to do good to them as much as we can, taking pity on them, providing what we can for them. Excuse me. Not just the poor people, our neighbors in general. We're called to be seen as a light and as different in our community. So in all labor there's profit, but the talk of the lips tends only to poverty. If I just talk all the time about gardening and I don't get out there, like I said, chopping and dropping, making compost, making soil, making garden beds, more importantly, planting stuff, and then again, tending it, proper irrigation, it's just talk. It doesn't profit me. Several times, it implores us to be a truthful witness. Just tell the truth. I don't know how many times I've said that on this channel so far. We're approaching like 500 videos. How many of those times have I said something like, tell the truth? Probably slightly less than saying just keep your mouth shut, right? Ooh, throat on fire from some of the stuff outside. I'm a little scratchy. If this isn't great to listen to, I apologize. A sound heart, the life of the flesh, envy, the rottenness of the bones. Be content with what you got, right? Be grateful. Skipping all the way down. The king's favor is towards a wise servant, but his wrath is against him that causes shame. So if it says that about a king, right, that you want to be proud of the messenger, you want to be confident that they're faithful, not somebody who's going to drink violence or cause shame or be unreliable like a broken tooth or a broken ankle. How much more is the Lord God, King Jesus, going to be upset if we bring shame upon him? So I just want to circle back to, you want to believe in Jesus but not follow him? Look, that's on you. Just understand that in the end, if you're claiming Jesus but not following Jesus, if you're doing things claiming to be a believer, worship music, all this stuff, and in fact that's not your belief, you're doing it in his name, number one, not everybody who says Lord, Lord is going to enter the kingdom of heaven, right? Like, oh, look at all this stuff we did, look at all these people we brought to you from our music and our writings and our preaching and things like that. And Jesus is going to tell those people, depart from me, you wicked servant. I never knew you. And if you're bringing shame to Jesus, imagine the shame you're going to feel when you're cast in outer darkness. You don't need to worry about hell, the lake of fire, things prepared for Satan and the angels that followed him. You need to be worried about being able to see the party, but you're in outer darkness because you're not invited. Because you either didn't do what you were told, or worse, you brought shame on the master. So the king's favors towards a wise servant. I'm just going to keep following the Lord, and I'm going to keep trying to do what I'm being told to do, and I'm going to try to bring honor and glory to the Lord. And when I feel like I can't, or I'm not being genuine, maybe that's when I'll just be quiet, right? So I encourage you to look up some of these videos. I've been considering doing a little bit of reaction stuff. I got to figure out how to do it, because I just don't know. And meaning on YouTube, it's like you got like 20 seconds of sound less for video. So it looks like I got to actually download the video to get an editing software to do the green screen of me reacting. If I'm wrong, let me know. All right, sun setting, street lights turning on. It's time to go take care of my kiddos, because the next question is, what's for dinner? So we're going to see. I think it's going to be tomatoes and butter and pasta. Simple. Keep it simple. Maybe some onions in there. And maybe we'll do like a BLT pasta. Do like bacon, not so much lettuce, but like a kale or a bok choy and tomato. Sounds good to me. I don't know. Let me go see what I can whip up. I certainly don't feel like cooking. And at some point, you got to wonder, like, if you're drinking all this coffee and it's not doing for you, what are you even doing, right? So I'm already exhausted. I wanted to get this done so I didn't have to do it in the dark. So if I slack off and I don't go to work tonight, so be it. Super early job in the morning. So I'll likely make more on that job than I would driving for 2 or 3 hours tonight. So we'll see what happens. Let me go gather everybody up. Go with God. Be blessed.